Today we are here to celebrate the first year of this project, right? It was called Polish Women Support Group in Walsall, and it was a one-year project. Very early intervention, very early prevention for mental health to support the community with loneliness, depression, very low-level mental health. And interestingly, we sent a questionnaire to everyone, why they wanted to join the group and things like that. And literally, I think every woman said, I can't remember from the thing, every person joining us said that they feel lonely. Even though they're married, even though they have children, even though they have like friends and things like that, they felt lonely. So that was very, 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 very sad to see, actually, that even though we have such a huge community in Walsall, like why do people feel lonely, right? So we wanted to create a very safe space for women to connect with each other. Look back to February 2024 on your timeline. So sometimes when I think about my timeline, it reminds me of a ruler. So it has very specific dates marked. So we are looking back to February 2024. Okay? For you guys, think about something different. Obviously, that's not going to be applied, but think about something different. Remember the very first time you saw information on Facebook or somewhere else about this group. What is it that you saw first? Was it an email? Was it a leaflet? Was it on social media? Was it at the shop? Was it someone that you heard from a friend? Have a think, okay? Think about that first moment. Remember why we connected. Have a think, why did we connect? And how did we meet for the first time? Did we meet at the coffee shop? Did we meet in this green room? Did we meet on the day trip? Did we meet at the event? Have a think, okay? Where did we meet? And think about that time and look at all the events that happened in your life since then, okay? And see those events, see the milestones, okay? Since last year, February or March, think about all the milestones in your life that happened up to now. You guys might be work-related, maybe something you launched, the crime plan. Think about all the big milestones in the last year. Okay? Have a think and write them down. Have a think, the biggest, you don't need to write everything. Think about the milestones that really stick out in your mind. And think to yourself, just analyze it. Did you expect to achieve this much in such a short period of time? Have a very short discussion. Share your proudest moments, okay, on your table. Share those proudest moments, and then if you can ask a lead person from each table to write them down, the really things that stick out for you guys from last year. And then in a minute, we're gonna share the biggest achievements that you really are proud of, okay?
One of the main ones is personal development and understanding that, or coming to understand that I'm the important person, that I should be number one priority, not everyone else. I would just add a little bit more I didn't write my own. So yeah, it was volunteering for this group, opening my, with the other two volunteers that couldn't be here today, CIC, with Sylvia massive support, and leading the two groups in this project, and starting a new group to help women who went through domestic abuse from May.
Being re-elected as the West Midlands Crime Police Commissioner again, and Simon had to fight really hard and long to get through the process. My own was I was working with people with dementia last year, so people that have been newly diagnosed, as well as their family and their carers, to make the services for dementia better and not as scary. So all the feedback went into Walsall Council and the NHS to, as I say, make services better. One of the other ones was making changes in their work life, and at the time it was really scary, and it worked out. So to take a leap of faith, to do something different, because sometimes it does work out for the better. And another feedback was having heavy work burnout and could not do anything by myself. So I decided to get help and support there. That's the mental health aspect coming into that, and looking after yourself. So you look after your own mental health and well-being.
I do have some summary about our group. So the most important was reflection moment that we could see over the monthly meetings. All the activities that took place help girls to understand each other, understand what they want in their life. Group motivation. So for me, I think was personally very important to make sure that the group is really motivated. I was one of the volunteers. Making friends, making close contact together, make sure that the girls know where to go if they need any help or if they need a support. So be the person who actually can help them, support them, or just basically tell the good word. I think very important was during the monthly meeting, a lot of knowledge that was passed over to the girls, some trainings, opportunity, making friends, and overall achievements. As me personally, I do achieve a lot, and I understand myself more than I used to, and I'm happy basically to be a part of that group anyway.
We've got one new friend today who joined to us just today. So 4 of us, we are from the beginning. I joined myself because I was thinking, it's gonna be like tea and coffee, just a little bit chatting, but straight away on the first meeting I was like, okay, I feel like in school, some activities, and it was quite, the performing of everyone, it was like outstanding, I was like, okay, let's do it. So these meetings, the monthly meetings, give me more, courage to be myself. It was like I was so low back then, year ago. I'm just like start checking because, for me now, it's just like, I think about myself. I am proud about myself. I'm sleeping well than year ago. So this group, it was like a huge step in my life. And last year I lost my mom. And because of that group, I could go forward. It was something very, very hard for me. But these groups give me like, still like, but like I said, everything is more better than a year ago. So there is a girl with me today who I met a year ago, and now she's working with me. So I think these groups makes a reason for us. Because if she wouldn't come and I wouldn't come, she wouldn't change her job. The second girl give more confidence as well. She changed her job. She was voluntary at the administration library. Now she's working in administration and library. So I think all of us, it's like making a huge steps than we've been a year ago. So thank you for that.
So the groups were powered by volunteers, okay? We couldn't have done the project without the volunteers, right? We originally had 7 with me, because I was volunteering on a group as well. And as you can see, we've got one last standing, Carolina. Okay. And why, so I will tell you a little bit the process of onboarding, a little bit, what it looked like for volunteers from my perspective, okay? So I will tell you what it looked like for me, okay? So, so what happened was, when I received the news that our project was selected for funding, I was like, yes, we're doing it. And straight away, I invested my own money into the project because I was 1,000,000% sure that the money is coming. Little did I know that it doesn't always work like that. Even though NHS tells you, yeah, the money is yours, it doesn't mean that it's yours and it is in your bank account. So I took a risk. I believe that it's going to happen. And then I arranged a training for volunteers, which was very expensive. And then I started recruiting volunteers. So we recruited 5 volunteers that we only had budget to send 5 on training. The 6th one, Kasia, because she managed to go through her own personal evolution, therapy and things like that before, we didn't think that she needed the training as much as the others. So we invested in that training, and the ladies spent the entire February being trained in neuro-linguistic programming. So it was literally just introduction, very, very basic level of NLP training. And they had to go because even though that we are not CQC registered, so I don't know, guys, if you know what CQC is. So you know, in schools, you've got Ofsted. In care settings, hospitals, doctors, and things like that, they are being inspected by CQC. It's Care Quality Commission. So my other organization is registered with CQC. This one doesn't have to because we don't provide services that are CQC commissioned. However, because we provided the services for NHS, I just thought, you know, since NHS is commissioned by CQC, we need to work towards the same standards. So the recruitment was not easy. Let's just put it that way, very stressful for some because they were not everyone is used to it. In social care, everyone who works in social care is very much used to this type of recruitment where you need to have references, DBS and addresses and sorts. Whereas in other places where, like, for example, if they work in a warehouse, you just go have a job interview and you can go to work straight away. So people are not always used to it. So it was a very intensive recruitment. They had training, they had loads of different forms, like the ladies were complaining that they're getting lost with what. And you guys experienced it a little bit as well, I'm sure, with all the forms that we were sending you, that Violetta actually was torturing you with and chasing all the forms, right? So it wasn't easy, but, and we had certain expectations as well. So the ladies, they led meetings online every 2 weeks in the evening. So they committed 2 hours of their life every 2 weeks. We had groups in the morning, we had groups in the evenings, we had groups on the weekends. And then not only that they needed to do the meetings, they needed to take notes as well, because we wanted to monitor everyone's progress to say, like, you know, whatever we're doing is working, and if it's not working, what is it that we need to do differently, right? So we monitored, we took notes, we had meetings and things like that. So it wasn't easy. And we've got one last standing, okay? And Carolina not only is the last one standing, she's now started her own CIC with other ladies from the group. So volunteering is brilliant. It can give people opportunities to develop, learn new skills and things like that, step out of comfort zone, because you guys never did anything like that before. They never led any groups like that before, so it was completely new to them. And even though they made it look very professional, it was very stressful for everyone to start with. Last year, March, very small group of women. Well, it wasn't small, actually. I was quite surprised myself how many people turned out. We met at the community center, Mindkind. We rented a room there. And it was at that point very, very obvious that that room was too small for what we wanted to do, and we needed to find a different venue. And interestingly enough, a lot of women were scared to come. Everyone was scared to come. And it's linked to our migrant culture. We've got a long history, and I think it's one of the lessons learned, which I will not talk about it now. I will leave it till later. I will explain what it means. But even for the ladies, right? So it wasn't that, like, today we just said the meeting is happening, anyone can come. It wasn't like that usually, right? So everyone had to sign group rules, because our migrant culture is that we fall out with each other very easily, okay? So we can, people end up gossiping about each other and things like that. So we had very strict group rules to make sure that it doesn't happen. We wanted to give sense of safety for everyone participating in the group, so that people can feel like they can open up and make friends that way. they had to complete loads of different forms. Violetta initially started volunteering with us to do administration. Then we managed to pay her for the time, and she was constantly, you know. So when we had to start submitting data information to NHS, we had all the information already there, and that was one of the CQC standards that we were working towards as well. And interestingly, so we asked a lot of questions throughout. Like we asked ladies, you received loads of questionnaires, like how you getting on, how you enjoying it, what do you think about your volunteer and things like that. So we constantly seek feedback from people to make sure that, you know, we are doing things that people want. So like even when they came to us and they said that they don't feel safe on the streets, we were able to listen and act on it, right? And so, for example, like we recently completed some questionnaires, and we asked ladies what they said, how they felt about the groups and things like that. So I'm gonna leave you to read it, but at the same time, we asked people why they joined the group in the first place. I needed to meet people. I needed support. I wanted to get out of the house. I wanted to deal with my weaknesses. I wanted to leave my comfort zone. I needed help and support. I couldn't cope. Basha, I think your baby is crying. I was struggling mentally. I was feeling lonely, and I was severely depressed. I joined as a volunteer. I wanted to meet new people. So this is why people joined the group. This is literally just few examples. We asked people what they managed to achieve during the last 12 months, thanks to the groups. And I met friends. I've got a new job. I managed to develop personally and professionally. I started living life more physically active. I managed to overcome my barriers. I opened my mind and started to have a different point of view. I became a more, firm. I can express myself better. I value my mental health more. I deal with difficult situations easier. I left comfort zone. Mentally, I became stronger. I believed in myself. I gained self-confidence. I met wonderful women. I've gained confidence again and faith in my own abilities. We asked women, like, have your close people to you, have they noticed the difference in you? So people said that, they say that the family members said that I'm more calm, I'm smile more, I'm not as explosive or impulsive, I take care of myself more, I'm more open, I smile more. And people said that I became more confident. And things that what we also asked, I can't remember the question exactly, but people said that people found what they were looking for. They came to find the support and they found the support, that they feel stronger, that they made friends actually. And someone said that I now feel that I'm part of a community. Okay, we've got loads and loads of different feedback from people, but I think these few things really, really stand out from me. And I'm not sure if you've managed to read the things that the ladies sent to us, but I don't know if there's a single person that didn't feel like they benefited out of becoming part of this group. All right, so you guys shared your timeline with me. I will share our timeline as an organization, okay? And this is like literally two years, so it's not even that long. And what people don't often remember, and I will tell you how it all started as well. But these are our achievements, and I'm super proud of it because it's honestly like, as a startup, we had to put a lot of work into getting to where we are. Even having 15 volunteers, not literally we recruited the volunteers within a couple of weeks. Everyone, like we advertised, people just came, they wanted to do more, like admin, like the day trips and things like that. We constantly have the volunteers being attracted. We've referred 30 laptops to women. We gave, together, Emma couldn't come, but from the Digital Transformation Program, ICB, we managed to get 30 laptops out to the community. So guys, if you always hear about anyone who needs a laptop, the laptops are there waiting. We can just make referrals. We managed to get at least 90 active stars in Darlaston. There is a project that we run in Darlaston, obviously as part of getting Darlaston more, getting physically more active. So we managed to get 90 people involved. And as Women on the Go, the funding from Sports England that we managed to get for day trips, it's 183 different people attended. Okay, so far up to now, and we are still running the program till August. So that's quite a lot, and it involves children and mums as well. From the support groups, we had 2 support groups that wanted to lose weight. The documented weight loss is 80 kilograms across the groups. That's huge, like without any intervention at all. It's literally just thanks to being in the support group, because women didn't do anything extreme, no extreme diets and things like that. It's just being in the community of like motivating each other and working towards the same goal. It really, really helped, isn't it? Who was in the weight loss group? Carolina, wasn't it? We provided over 1,000 supports of business support, right? So I was running a business support group, so not just to the group, but across everywhere else. We worked with 60 social care providers across the country, that is. We hosted an event. This is something that I'm super proud of. We managed to host an event for West Midlands Business Festival, where we managed to bring Eastern European businesses from West Midlands together into a room, and then we're going to be continuing doing that. And then for few publications and BBC News, obviously, that's something that like I will talk about it forever and ever till the end of my life, because this was like a mind-blowing experience for me. And then I think one of the things which came up from the, we had an event, equal health, what was it? It's time to talk about the health equalities or something like that. From that event, when we did the talk about the mental health amongst our community, ICB cancer prevention team did evaluation on the, reviewed the evaluation form, because one of the things that we keep talking about is that we are not being seen as a minority at all. We are called white other. That means that we are missed out on opportunities in terms of interventions, preventions, support programs, because we are not Black, Asian or ethnic minority at the moment. So from that conversation in the evaluation form, they managed to change it and add Eastern European box to the evaluation, which is a step in the right direction. It's not the answer yet, but that's, you know, it's getting there. So these are the things that I am very proud of, right? But what else? We managed to build connections. Okay, we managed to build connections. And you know, why this picture? Because of the pushchair. Okay, so when I saw, I don't know if, like, I've never seen anything like this, and this is what I think is so beautiful. The ladies on from the group, they got together and they found that, you know, they struggle with childcare, so they got some money and they bought a pushchair with two for twins, so that they can babysit each other's children when they need to. And I thought that was like my favorite moment of all, to be honest, when I saw that. But the ladies managed to create other Facebook groups. We've got representatives today of the group that is across Black Country, and they're going to be helping us with the cookbook that we are working on. Ladies started their own Facebook swimming WhatsApp groups without our support. They started arranging different coffee mornings and things like walking groups and things like that. We initiated it, but it just started, it just blew up, and it just continues going. And it's like not just Walsall now, but it's across the whole Black Country. And And, you know, being called an auntie by a stranger's child, that means a lot, like, you know, and like our children now have so many new aunties in this room, like where they get Christmas gifts from Auntie Basha, you know, they've got so many aunties in the room, like where our children, and I remember, I think it was a conversation with Violetta when her daughter was saying that she feels lonely as well, like, you know, because our children don't have families here. We don't have grandparents. They go to school, they make artificial friends and things like that. They spend time on social media. But when we do our day trips, it's like, you know, it's a whole bus of family, like speaking Polish and things like that. People where, you know, when someone can't tie their shoes because they are having a baby on the thing. So it's just like really, really cool. Friendship community beyond that group, to be honest, isn't it? And we are 100% effective. I have not met a single person that left our meetings, and I'm not talking about, we have people who reported that after the meetings and things like that, their mood drips. People have reported that, but on the day, every single person would report that their mood lifted on the day, whether it's during the day trip, whether it's during the meetings, whether it's during the online meetings, whatever it is that we do, it is 100% effective. Every single person reports a boost on the day. And what I think our success is, right, the right people. Every single person that we recruited as a volunteer had lived experience, right? People are the key, because a lot of people will say, oh, I want to do it, or it looks easy, but not everyone will last till the end. We've got one last standing, right? We gave people the training as well. So I think when people have lived experience, and this is what we, I think, want to highlight all the time as well, we've got so many community assets that are not being utilized. Like, I'm a project manager and I need to go to Cheshire and Mersey for work because Black Country doesn't have work for me, for example. So we have so many community assets that we are not using. For example, Carolina, person with lived experience, give her the right training. She can help people with who experience domestic violence. So many people don't feel like they can go to Black Country Women's Aid and things like that because they can't speak English. So when you have community assets and give them adequate, proper training, then it works because solutions are there. And we've got so many community assets here in this room already, because you guys potentially could all become volunteers, right? You could all potentially attend the training that we delivered for the ladies so that then you can continue. Volunteering, you don't need permission. Right? You don't need permission, you can just go and do it. And we had coaching, obviously, and then we are working towards the CQC standards, which obviously helps as well. Polish people plan. Polish mafia. All right, so this is my son. So I talked about everything that we do with my son all the time in the car and things like that, and he started at some point calling us Polish mafia. So he says that this is Polish mafia headquarters. Okay, and at some point, because he hears a lot of professional talk in the car when I talk to my friends and things like that, and at some point my son said, you should call it Polish People Plan. And I was like, that's a brilliant idea, right? So that's how Polish People Plan came about. And our group is part of that plan. So what it is actually, it's an initiative that we designed to enable Polish community in the Black Country, okay? So the plan builds on the success of everything that we've done so far, and obviously we want to continue building on everything that we've done up to this point, funding depending, obviously. But the focus is on addressing mental health, social inclusion, economic empowerment, okay? And our project aims to enable a confident, connected and healthy Polish community where all individuals have equal access to opportunities and are recognized as a minority with their own identity. And I don't know how many people have seen it, but it was actually on display in the Walsall Gallery with all the poppies that you guys did, the art during the 12 days of action, yeah. So what Polish people plan is enabled by, it's by Poles, right? It is about passion, it is about opportunities, it is about lived experience, empowerment and success. And we Poles, we can make it happen. So what we want for our community? We want our community to be confident. The confidence is one of the things that lacks the most. We want our community to be active. Stepping stones, yes. We want our community to be connected. We want our community to be informed. So this is the picture from Eastern European Business Networking. We want our community to be empowered, right? We want us to be resilient. This is the trip that... That's the trip that we worked so much, right? So that was the, but this is the what we want. We want our community to be resilient, and we want to inspire. We want to inspire our children because they will be growing up here in Walsall, Black Country, and most likely will stay living in England, right? So what we've learned, okay, this year. So it wasn't all roses, and some things that we have learned, and this is what we talked about earlier. Some people are not ready, okay? So not everyone is ready to start doing something for themselves. Some people are still waiting. Some people need more coaching than others, right? So some people, we had groups, we had coaching, we had even for volunteers. Everyone is different. Everyone needs different amount of attention and support. Some people want to be dragged up, okay? And unfortunately, these are not the people that were able to join the group because our group rules were focus on yourself, right? You just focus on yourself. So we were not the group for dragging people up. Some people disrupt process, others make, right? And it's not the fault, it's just who we are sometimes. We just need, I don't know. Some people lose motivation faster than others as well. And this is normal for everyone, right? These are the things that we've noticed. And there are many people with unrecognized childhood traumas, right? And this is something that we've discovered during the conversations, that we didn't even think that certain events in our life could have affected where we are today. So when we talk about childhood trauma, it's real, we all experience it, especially as a Polish community. We don't realize the trauma that we are dealing with on a daily basis because we don't talk about it. It never was talked about at home. There are many people ready. They are ready. And how many of you who saw the leaflet just jumped up on the opportunity that this group was there and it was possible to join, right? Fear and lack of confidence are the most common and most limiting emotions and beliefs. How many people are being held back because of fear, right? Or because we don't feel like we are confident enough and things like that. So all these things were holding us back up to this point. Evolution of the family starts with the woman, and correct me if I'm wrong. No. It always starts with a woman. It has to be a woman. It has to be the mom. It has to be the wife. It starts with you guys. Evolution of the family starts with you. You are the role model that leads the children, right? And I think transformation altogether as a community, whatever it may be, is a holistic approach. No good to work with the child if nothing is happening with the mom. No good to working with the mom if nothing's happening with the child. It's a holistic approach, and that's why it's so important for us to have an opportunity for children to join us as well. The other thing that we've observed, our community, our heritage, our history, where we're from and where we're from on the map is not being taken into account when services are being designed for us, right? So what that means, how many times have you been asked by the doctor about the Chernobyl explosion when you were a child? Every single person in this room has been exposed to Chernobyl explosion. It's not being talked about. The Polish community that lives on the eastern border, more so. Who asks you about that? something's okay. So that's not being talked about. The fact that our history, and this is where the point I wanted to talk about, our migrant culture as well, our history of the war, and this is, we talked about it so many times as well, guys, our generational traumas, mental health issues and things like that have been passed on to us. And we don't talk about it. No one talks about it, but like, have a think about what your grandparents have been through, right? Where they had to, like my grandparents had to live their life to be within new borders of Poland at the time. And the same thing happens to Ukraine now, right? So what do we do about that? Like, how do we design, like you guys work with Ukrainians too, community, so you maybe know more, but services need to be designed thinking about these people, they're experiencing trauma that we have experienced in the past as well, but we are not talking about it because it's in the past, so we can move on.
No, we don't like to back to the past.
But it needs to be addressed sometimes, right? So this is our migrant culture, and this is how we as a community, and I spoke to someone about it this morning actually, it's like, why don't we stick together? But if you think about the history, like Polish people could never trust each other. We could never trust each other because like if you think about the World War II, people would report the neighbors just so that they are left alone, right? So we don't remember that, we don't talk about it, but it's not our fault that we are the way we are. We can change it now that we are aware of it, and then we can build the community that we want to be part of. But in the past, it was passed on to us that we can't trust each other, and we don't. How many people were scared to come here in the first place? Because they didn't know, someone's going to be talking about me in Walsall, etc., right? But it's a work in progress, right? And this is something that we need to make effort in, because it's like so easy to fall by, and then to go and talk about other people behind the back when we leave the room and things like that. It's very easy. So what's going to be happening next? Tomorrow. Yes, so obviously we have a trip tomorrow, yeah? Who's going on the trip? Who's going on the trip, guys? Okay, well done. I'm not going, but Justina agreed to do the attendance list, guys, so be on time, okay? So what's happening as from now? Right, guys, we're gonna continue certain projects, right? So Active Stars continues, right? Active Stars, I've got some leaflet for you guys. It's something that we do every Saturday in the park in Darlaston. It's free for everyone. We will continue getting involved with the Walsall Independent Advisory Group of Women for Walsall Police. So this is something that we continue doing. We are continuing doing the cookbook, right? Oh my God, can you get it on? So we continue with the cookbook. The cookbook continues, and then we're gonna be working with the how do we say it in English? The circle of housewives, not housewives, housekeepers. And it's something along. So anyway, so we're going to be supported. The book is going to be supported by the group. We're going to yeah.
Housewives in UK, that's a good one. We can start making money on that one.
Yeah. So we're going to continue doing the coaching. We're going to continue, guys, the unhidden communities. The podcast, it started. We haven't got any funding for it, but it's something we want to put this on the podcast as well. So we still continue doing things, and hopefully we will manage to make it bigger. We will still continue doing workshops, right? So like I said, on the 15th of May, we are launching the support group for women who managed to come out of domestic abuse. So this is going to be led by Carolina. And we're going to have, obviously, the group that Carolina is going to tell you all about at the end as well, right? So these things are still happening. We will continue doing other workshops. So, for example, in June, we're going to be delivering a digital content creation training with Anya. And it's going to be happening here as well. So I think we've got 20 spaces on that or something like that. So we will be delivering loads of different workshops. We want to as much as funding allows, we will want to do as much as we can to continue empower the community. Okay, what else? Women in action. So this is something that someone was talking about, right? So we managed to get that little funding, and then we're starting next Wednesday. We've got 12 spaces filled, and we are starting Women in Action, which is obviously the self-defense classes for women. We will continue doing the Polish business support as well. Not sure what form anymore. It's not going to be on volunteering basis anymore. It's something that we want to explore in a different format. We will continue doing business events as well. So we've got another one coming up in May in Birmingham. And we are launching Social Care Success Academy, something that we are going to be starting on Monday. We're starting the foundation level, and it's going to be in a digital form to start with. And obviously, we've got the Rich Forester Awards booked for later this year as well. And we've got the barbecue. Right, so we already booked. Last year, we did the family barbecue for our community, which was a hit. And we're going to be doing the same this year, okay? So we already reserved the space. It's going to be same space. So obviously we're going to be doing the same place as last year. We already secured the venue. And again, it's going to be bring your sausage, bring your bread, and bring your salad and whatnot. So, yeah. Right, and ladies, that's the end of the meeting. Thanks so much, guys.